Live from the Hafa office, this is Ronell Nolan, President and CEO of Health Agents for America. We hope you are enjoying receiving your Monday news just a little bit different than in the past, where you had to read pages of information that we thought were important to bring to your attention. We're excited about May 1st, Hafa's Power Hour at 2 o'clock Central Standard Time, in which we will host U.S. Senator Bill Cassidy. Many of you know him as our friend and as a leader in healthcare change in Washington, D.C. This Wednesday, 22 Republican senators co-authored the PROTECT Act, which would keep pre-existing conditions regardless what happened to the ACA. Your legislative team is working on several levels in many states in which this same bill is being presented on a state level. Many Democrats and Republicans both would like to keep the pre-existing condition limitation in law regardless what happens to the ACA. And while we agree that our clients need the opportunity to receive care, we question whether there's a way to pay for it. So without tax credits, without tax subsidies, will premium rates skyrocket if or should the ACA go away and pre-existing conditions remain? So please pay attention to that. It is a bipartisan bill that is in Washington, D.C., and also in several states across the United States. We'd like you to join us June 10th through 13th for Hafa's Day on the Hill. We will be meeting with many senators and many representatives for those Hafa members that join us in this very important visit. In addition, July 1st, CMS is hosting an agent and broker summit. They've invited Hafa, and we will have a limited amount of seats assigned to Hafa. If that is something that you would like to attend, it will be July 1st, and it will be in Baltimore, Maryland. So please email me, give me your name, and let me know that's something that you would like to do. Day on the Hill and or July 1st, CMS, Federal Marketplace Agent Summit. I am very excited that last Friday we secured one of our keynote speakers for our Agent Summit in Dallas-Fort Worth on August 8th. Ms. Jane O'Donnell, a health policy reporter from the USA Today, will be one of Hafa's keynote speakers. She is a health policy person, been in the business for many years, and a wealth of information. You will not want to miss this. In addition, Dean Mose, a guest in the past, is also one of our keynote speakers. So those that would like to talk to someone about the federal marketplace on a one-on-one basis, hear it from him right before open enrollment starts to let us know what's on the agenda, what's happening, what's going to be new. And then there's a lot of questions from our members about the associated health plans, the federal judge that shot that down, and also the repeal of the ACA that the federal judge shot that down. So of course, it's something that I wouldn't regularly know. I'm not an attorney, so I did seek out an attorney's position on what really happens. What happens once a federal judge makes that decision? Well, it doesn't actually just go away. So there are going to be clients and agents and members that are going to think that. That's not true. The Associated Health Plan will go to a circuit court, and then it will go to the Supreme Court. That will be the final stop on whether the Association of Health Plans would be part of the ACA and would go forward. So those worried about not selling it right now, freaking out, I would just say status quo is status quo, and it's still part of the rules and regs that came out of the Trump administration. The appeal of the ACA, it was again knocked down by a federal judge. It is now going to the Fifth Circuit Court, which is in New Orleans, and it will be heard in the summer, I believe in July. And from there, we'll know whether it goes back to the federal judge. The Fifth Circuit could say, there are some things we agree with, there's some things we don't agree with, so we're going to send it back. Or they could say, we absolutely agree, we concur, and we're going to send it to the Supreme Court. So these two issues are far from over. They're far from finished. So you want to keep your eye open. There are several things that are being introduced on the federal level. There are things that are being introduced on the state level. Many states are worried about the repeal of the ACA and then keeping some of the parts of the ACA that they like, such as no lifetime or annual limits. You'll see that in several states. We're excited about some things that Hafa has accomplished, and one being a transparency bill that will be heard in Georgia, not this year, but next year. And what it says is that there's going to be transparency in commissions. If a insurance company puts commissions in their rate filing, then they absolutely have to pay that. So we're working on all levels of disclosure, transparency, just fighting for the agent. Well, we continue to fight. We continue to represent not only you, but the clients that you represent. A lot of you might have received your renewal notices. I ask that you go ahead and either go to the Hafa website, click on membership, and set up your payment monthly, which makes it real easy for Hafa to determine our income each month. Or please take a minute to write that check and go ahead and send it over. Hafa works on membership dues. So your dues are important to our operation. And the other thing, of course, is the importance of Hafa PAC. And at the Agent Summit this past week on the Carnival Cruise, that was just simply amazing. I did a CE course on to pack or not to pack, and that is the question. And I believe a lot of people understood exactly why PAC was important when I gave some real life examples of how PAC money was used and how it worked to our advantage. I plan on doing that same CE course in Connecticut on May 29th and August 8th on our Agent Summit. So remember that I'm only a phone call, a text, an email away. I'm here for you. We're a little bit different than most associations in that you have access to me as long as I'm awake. I say 24/7 as long as I'm awake. But keep the fight. Don't give up. Remember to think outside the box. Until next time, Hafa Live, Rynell Nolan.